Hello everyone, welcome to the quick showcase to the newest update coming for Ultimate Medieval Constructor. Today I'm going to be showing you a quick look at the new foundation housing. These are foundation templates I'm creating for you to build easier with more control over your houses. For those who own my package, Ultimate Medieval Constructor, or for those curious about it, you know there are many different ways to build houses. You can do it beam by beam, plank by plank, wall for wall. And those ways are very nice. There's a lot of different sets to use in this kit. Let me find a quick house and show you. For those who are not familiar, let's minimize this. Let's go to our modules folder. And let's see. So we have levels of building. Levels of building are, made beam by beam to create different levels of houses in multiple stages. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, and Level 4. Many different ways to make these houses. You have roof foundations, and you have wall for wall, and beam for beam, floor for floor. Levels of building is really great for creating all sorts of houses very quick and efficiently. We have multiple materials available for each. So let's go to our housing, we'll go to our town, now we'll go to housing, we'll go to levels of building. Let's go into the wood mahogany, as it's one of my favorites to use. And you have so many different pieces to use and play with. We have plaster pieces, all sorts of stuff. If I go to wood and stone, we have different levels for stone. We have wood, pillars, planks, chimneys, the whole deal. So that's levels of building for those who know. Fast housing is similar, but these are exterior only. So if I move over to my modules, go to fast housing modules, you'll see these are pre-built for you. You can take them apart as needed or play with them, use them in your scene as you want. But fast housing modules are the same similar thing as levels of building, except they're exterior only. You can't walk inside these houses. But these are also built wall for wall, piece by piece. Certain foundation pieces, certain windows, and all that for quick and easy and efficient foundation building. Now, as always with all of these, they have 5 different materials available. So if I go over to our maps, you probably can't see this window opening up because of the way I'm sharing, but if you look at the wall, we have, let's see, that would be old map, or multiple old maps. We have dark, we have mossy, we have mahogany, we have a new mahogany I just made, and more. So there's a lot of different variances you can do with multi-texturing these houses. So fast housing and levels of housing are great. They're great, nice, fast ways of building houses efficiently and giving you full control when you get these packs to really build what you need to build. The most recent update that people are familiar with would be the Prefab Set 2 PBR housing. These are very advanced houses. You may have seen these in my most previous video. I'll drag one of the houses out. This is a fully walkable, highly detailed model with LODs included on all tri-heavy pieces. Some pieces are made shingle by shingle, but even the logs and the beams are all modular. Take the windows apart, they are see-through. They have a nice transparency to allow you to go through them. Doors, as always, on proper pivots. You can open and close them as needed. So everything is very modular. These come with full interiors. They can be walked inside of as needed, and all that. So that's another set that's known. So we have 3 sets right there, included in Ultimate Medieval Constructor. The newest set I'm building right now is called Foundation Templates. That's what you see here. These are pre-built foundations that I'm building for you, if you don't want to do the whole wall for wall, beam by beam look and effect. Having it this way gives you still enough control to put the walls, windows, and doors and pieces like that around as you want, but while using the foundations that I provide for you. At this point, I believe there are 15 foundations I've included, and we'll add more as time goes on. Along with foundations, we have simple attachments you can put to the sides of your houses, giving you more control over the buildings that I give you and allowing you to add more extensions to them. So if you go to our templates, we have a bunch of different templates here to use. What these are, they are built floor for floor. I've left holes in them so you can add the staircases to what I've set. They have multiple floors, they have jettying around the parts that are needed, and there's a lot of foundations to play with. Now what I'm going to be using is a mesh maker package. I'm going to use Snap to Grid The way I'm sharing this screen, you do not see the window, but if I dock it up here, you see I'm using Snap to Grid. It allows me to easily snap my pieces together. Any snapping tool will work great with my models because they're set with proper pivot points and they are set with the proper coordinates and sizes to snap to very easily, I should say. So let's take a house. Let's see. This is a good example. We'll take a 2-floor house. And now you can see the grid because I'm using the snap tool. Now the pieces will fit in perfectly. We have stone variants and wood variants. Here are the stone, see-through windows or none, depending on what you choose. As well, this is a new material you're probably not used to. If I go to my materials, which you won't be able to see this pop up, we have multiple types of the wood, of course, and stone. So you have more control over that, as always. But also, for the white plaster, we have 2 different variants of white plaster. I like the old look. It gives it more of a worn down feel. It really adds to that true medieval style that you might want to go for. So you've seen the stone. And we had the same thing with wood. We have wooden staircases. For now they're just basic staircases as is. I will add more walls in between to make them not so randomly floating for no reason. And we have multiple wood pieces as well. And moving along, let's move these over. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for this video here. So we have a foundation. Let's add stone at the base. And let's add some doors. We have a few different doors that I've created. Some basic, some fun, some simple, some detailed. So I think we'll use the dark. Let's delete these. And these snap perfectly. Let's rotate this 90 degrees, and boom. Snaps perfectly in between each slot that I've created for you. And here we can use either square walls or the half walls. So I can give you a square wall, or we can use the half. Let's take a half window. Let's do that. Let's build this real quick. So we have the doors, we have those. Let's add some more windows here. As the old medieval times, they didn't have electricity, so the more windows they made were easier for them to provide lighting for their houses. So there we go. We now have our base set. Took maybe a minute or two if I wasn't talking. Very easy, very fast to make these. Now we have a hole, so we should probably add a staircase. The staircase is also built perfectly for the 4x4 measurements that we have here. So I can actually put these, boom, they snap right in because the snapping tool I'm using. And now they work perfectly. Stairs also come equipped with colliders. You can run up them no problem without worrying about not being able to walk up the stairs. That seems to be a problem sometimes in packs. Sometimes I don't like having windows next to a staircase. It wouldn't make too much sense. Let's move these over. Now for the second floor, I'm going to add the wood look, as I like that look. We have, as you've seen, many different styles. Now a lot of these walls are compatible. You can use the PBR housing walls, you can use the levels of building walls. If I want to use the chimney, let's bring this chimney over here. It'll work just the same. Same basic measurements and layouts. And that just went in, and boom, now we have a chimney added. I'd have to add more wood around to make it match if you want to. But it's the same stone material, same wood material. And now we have that chimney that's in the house. So a lot of pieces are compatible with this. But everything you're seeing here is all part of a new set I've just added for this upcoming update. Let's bring some more wood in. Definitely have more windows. Look at the double windows up here. Give this house a nice look. I'm just Control D for duplicating, and I'm rotating as needed. We have the half windows with windows or without, and I'm just going to put a bunch of windows, because why not? I like how they look. Let's put some here and here. The rest will just do a basic white wall. Oops, wrong way. There we go. That needs to be -90. Now it will snap. Perfect. That one's too far. Trying not to move too much so it doesn't blur this wonderful video here. And we'll add a few basic walls here. There we go. Move to the side. And we'll duplicate that. And I forgot that I removed my window. And we'll come back in here. So now there you go. Within a few minutes, we used a foundation that's available in this kit. We put the walls together for the modularity. When I take off Snap to Grid, I'm going to go to the door. The door can be opened and closed, and these have full double-sided walls and interiors. We'll open the door, I'll press play, and we'll walk in the house. I took off the head bob and the footsteps downs because it gets very annoying after a while. So here's our house foundation. Good detail, PBR textures, and normals according to what's needed. The doors, proper sizes for any character to fit through. And here we go. Walk up the stairs. And here's our foundation. As I mentioned, we have 15 of these available right now, and there will be more in later updates if requested. You're always welcome to message me and say, hey, can you add a 2-floor with multiple jettying, and I'll add some random 2-floor multiple jettying house and put it into another update. If you want to add the extensions like I was mentioning, some are good for 2 floors, some are good for others. Let's go here. Let's grab the one with the floor. So we have the double wide floor. And we're going to put this right in back. Let's put Snap to Grid back on so it snaps into place. Rotate this. We're going to move these 2 walls out. And we're going to put this in. Let's remove the windows. That wouldn't make much sense there. Put these back. And let's add 2 half for the stone. Go to our stone. Let's make these both windows just because. And there we go. Now we've just added an attachment. As you can see, the shingles come aside. It looks very nice. And now we just added to this module. So instead of using just the basic piece that I gave you, you have these attachments to attach to pieces as needed. And the same goes for a few different ones. Now along with that, you can go into the prefab set 2 part and access these railings. So let's select that to find the folder. Now let's come over here. We're going to remove this, and we're going to add a wooden wall. So go back to wood. Let's give it a door. We'll give it the nice basic wooden door. Nothing crazy about it. And now we can add a little deck, a little awning and stuff like that. If you really want to have fun and just go basic, you can just add a nice staircase like this because I've provided it for you. Put some detail and beams around to hide it so it doesn't look like another floating pieces of square. But for that, we're going to go into Prefab Set 2 folder, the previous update, House Pieces, Wood Mahogany, and we are going to find Stairs, Decks, and Miscellaneous. Since I have my snapping tool on, these will all snap perfectly for how they're needed. The railing might go into the wall, so let's put this way. Snaps right on. Now we need a double staircase. I believe it's going to be 2 of these stacked up. They will snap perfectly together and look like one mesh. There we go. Let's rotate this 90 degrees and move it on. We're going to put that on the side. And to fill in the gaps, let's put some small half railings in. There's 1, snaps perfectly in, and there's 2, snaps perfectly in. To create this a little better so it's not floating, let's add some little beams. So we have the beams for support. There we go. Let's add some down here, give a little more detail. There's a lot of options you could do with this pack. And let's add the beams for actual support underneath. That would be this one, I believe, yes. And that snaps in perfectly exactly where I want it to. Moving along, duplicate those, bring them up, and voila. So now we just added a staircase and a deck to our house. I'll take off my Snap to Grid, I'll open my door, and once again we will walk through the house to show you how easy and convenient this is. Well, as I noticed, that was a bad spot to put that, but you get the gist of what I was showing you because probably wouldn't want to put it there on a staircase like that. Not really the smartest idea that I just did, but that's okay. It shows you the full cost. I mean, this is a house I made on a previous stream I was showing people. We added stone from levels of building house pieces, put them in, we added a chimney, we have a little extension housing. And moving along the side, we had the same thing. I added flowers and decorations to show the different props and stuff we can have. Different rocks, barrels, logs, all that fun stuff. Walk up the stairs, walk up very smooth, and there we go. Now we're in the house, and perfect. So if you run over real quick to the house we just made, and here we go. We had the extension that we added, move up the stairs, and here we go. Now we're in the house. If I walk downstairs, I'd probably have to add a wall there, so it would look a little more realistic. But the extension fits perfectly with the pieces and the textures. That nice little roof look for that little internal part that you'd want. And there we go, we just extended our foundation just from a few walls and a few pieces. If I wasn't rambling on explaining this, I probably could have made this house in under a few minutes, and the same thing for you. Very easy. So to show you, once you get a lot of these houses going, I've made different modules for you that are also included. So that way, when you buy the pack, or you have the pack to access, or you're just waiting for this update, you have a lot of pieces you can play with and use with. Each one are fully walkable with full interiors. Doors can be opened and closed as needed. We have some double wide doors for that more maybe a tavern type look or something like that. Excuse me. I have a basic tavern I built with an open entrance, nice arcs and jetting around, and you can put little pub pieces in here and stuff like that. For those who know, I do have some basic furnishing and public stuff included. Clearing my throat, my apologies. But more furniture will be added later, and there's not as much furnishing in this pack at this moment. But there are a lot for you to just, if I just place these out really fast here, it's already starting to look like a town. So these are very modular. You can edit these if you want very easily. But now you have all these buildings for quick, fast placement, and that's very helpful. Along with this update, besides foundation templates, we will have a siege castle update. If I go to prefab set 3, which is the new folder included, we go down to our siege set, and we have new castle pieces. If I go to these castle pieces, we have some modular variants, pivots set properly, little roofs and pieces, all sorts of things, little bridges, all for your castle pieces to decorate them with. If we move to our castle, we have gatehouse modules. Rather than the cliche arc gatehouse, I have a lot of those included in the pack already, but I wanted to add some of these basic ones. Trap the enemies, pour stuff down the holes. You have archers that can shoot through depending on the story of your game, and here we go. And all these walls in the siege update can be walked inside of. So if I bring out this module, another module I created, more little pieces here and there, we have some giant walls. These walls are very fun to play with. They have windows to shoot out of. And if we go to the side here we go. We have a staircase. If I go up the staircase, boom. You can go up the second staircase to the top, gather your men units if the castle is under siege. So I want to make these very interactive and walkable. Same thing, we have towers, fully walkable castle towers. Let's zoom into this so we move a little slower. And these, if I move to the back, can be walked up fully. So you have a lot of options to do with this. These particular modules are not as modular, but they're very good for snapping quick. If I use a snapping tool, as I love using to really help decorate the scenes nicely, let's duplicate this, and we'll take a tower. Fits on nicely. Since this is a double wide wall, this isn't a single wide, we have a little bit of a gap here. And to fill that gap, we go to our castle extensions, and we have a double crenellation. snapping tool fits it in perfectly. Same thing, we're going to duplicate that, move it to that side. We'll select a different tower. And here we go. Snaps in perfectly. We have a lot of different walls available to use. Some small and half walls, some tall and wide half walls. Different little gatehouse-like pieces with fully walkable interiors once again. Different layouts of wood and stairs laid out for you so you can actually climb up these and really play around with them. So that's about the gist of the new update coming for Ultimate Medieval Constructor. This is still the $55 asset on the pack, or on the store, and I think it will actually keep the same price with this update. So as always, you pay one price, whichever price you bought this pack at. You do not pay more for upgrades. And there's a lot, I think at least a few hundred included in this. And let's just take a quick little look to show you, once you have things rolling, the demo scene work in progress right now that I'm working on. We'll save that. And here we go. Let the lighting bake real quick. And here's something that I'm working on currently. I've made new PBR rocks that are very custom cliff pieces. Some of them are giant and huge cliff pieces. Some are smaller. But these look very nice and can be easily resized without worrying about loss of texture or anything like that. Let's take a quick walk here. And here we have it. This will be a demo scene available in this update I'm working on currently right now. This update will be available either the end of this month of February or the beginning of March. These are the houses you just saw me build. I placed them in this scene for that extra ambience. And they could be placed so fast and easy, and they work very well with the textures, and everything matches nicely. In the castles in the distance, I added a new texture, which is a little bit of a lighter brick for that more fancier castle look, rather than just that dark obsidian-like stone look that I've had before. So we have a lot of different options now. A few new roofs I've added, so you have a different texture variants for the mahogany, so it's not just all brown, we have a grayish as well. If I remove my directional light here, where's my directional? There we go. Let's uncheck that for a little bit of a nighttime look. Windows have an emissive shader to them, so they help to give a little extra glow, and the lighting looks great on these. As always, they can be edited many different ways. The castle walls have different looks, the houses have different looks. And here is the scene that we're working with now. But thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video I have for you. I hope it was informative, and I hope you're as excited as I am for this pack, as it is a lot of fun to build all these houses. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.